time for our main event of the evening. The problem child, Jake Paul. Nathan Diaz. Let's.
It just happened in Dallas, and nobody expected it to end like this. Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. seemed like a circus act when first announced, but once that bell rang, it was anything but. That was pure domination. That was Jake Paul shutting up his critics once again.
The wait is over. It's ready for war. Live from Dallas, Texas, it's go time!
After some tight early rounds, Jake started to dominate. By the end, Chavez Jr. looked like he had aged a decade. Jake, he didn't waste time. As soon as the final bell rang, mic in hand, he sent a chilling message to Gervonta Tank Davis. It's real now. That fight is on.
He did say in the post-fight press conference, I had someone that I was going to call out, and then someone asked him, Shakur, and he said, no, someone who came into my locker room. But all the sleuths don't know who came into his locker room.
Some people do.
There's only one name that people are bringing up.
Don't you dare.
There's only one.
Don't you
I'm
dare.
not the
I
one.
ain't got time for this.
There's only one name that people are bringing up.
I don't have time.
And you know who it is.
I do know who it is. I'm not having Jake Paul.
El Gallo. El Gallo de Dorado. El Gallo, is this?
You know what I will say?
Yeah.
If I'm Jake Paul and
Jake Paul cruiserweight.
Yeah, against
a
Gervonta 150.
40, okay, yeah.
150,
right.
eating a bit.
Yeah.
If I'm Jake Paul and the Jake Paul Canelo fight was taken from me like that, the only way to go bigger is Gervonta Jake Paul.
Let's break it down quickly. Round 1 ends were a slow burn, classic Chavez pacing. Jake stayed calm. Chavez picked with low jabs. Julio's jab was still sharp, still tricky. But soon enough, the younger, hungrier, more conditioned fighters started catching a rhythm.
The wait is over. It's ready for war. Live from Dallas, Texas, it's go time!
Jake fought smart, controlled aggression, clean head movement. Totally new compared to his earlier fights. He ate punches and smiled through them. This wasn't some Disney Channel rookie. This was a grown, confident fighter, standing toe-to-toe with a boxing legend's son.
People don't realize I'm a real killer. I really fucking do this shit. YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This shit is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these fucking boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
Yeah, but you're not going to get, look, you're going to make a ton of money. Listen, I think as a businessman, you are brilliant, right? I give you full credit for that. When you took on Mike Tyson as a business enterprise, there's no argument. You absolutely crushed the numbers, crushed the money and everything else. But the idea that you can say on the one hand, I'm a killer, I get in the ring with the best people, and you get in the ring with a guy who's 50, he's literally nearly as old as me.
I'm not talking about Mike Tyson, I'm talking about Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, champions in their sport, Golden Gloves champions, Ryan Borland, Andre.
By the third round, Jake took over. Chavez's movement slowed, looked rigid. Jake started digging into his body with brutal lefts and uppercuts in the clinch. Chavez tried bullying him on the ropes, but Jake stayed calm. By round 5, he was stalking. From then on, Jake thrived.
What's he about to fight? That's a war. Just like expected.
By round 10, Jake was in full control. He faked once, then cracked Chavez with a brutal right hand that snapped his head back. Judges had no doubt about it. With a unanimous decision, Jake Paul officially defeated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in dominant fashion.
I'm just happy with this win, man. I never expected to be here, and this just goes to show that if you're a kid watching at home, you can accomplish anything with hard work and dedication, I swear. If I could do it, I promise you, you could do it. Start now, dedicate yourself, don't take no for an answer, and self-belief is the #1 tool. Believe in yourself.
Then came the real hit, Jake's post-fight challenge. He grabbed the mic and dropped what the crowd had been waiting to hear. Tank Davis, you're next. And with that, boom, one fight wrapped up. Another major storyline instantly kicked off in the ring.
Now, you called out Canelo in the ring. Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like,
I'd be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
is there a height limit in boxing?
Jake versus Tank is now locked in as the next blockbuster showdown. Love it or hate it, this matchup is about to become the most unpredictable, wild, and chaotic event boxing has seen in a very long time.
We know that Gervonta is going to fight Jake Paul in November. And then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ fight. Be interested to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua, but I don't think the Chavez fight is terrible. I think it's a smart bit of business.
But here's the crazy part, it's not just a promo stunt. This is happening. Contracts are moving. Venues are getting locked, and fans are realizing something huge. This fight might not be the one-sided beatdown they assumed it would be.
Tank's super skilled. Even though he's smaller than Jake,
it's like you with Mayweather. When you beat Mayweather, you were way bigger than Mayweather. That's why you won.
First person to beat him in history, and he still didn't pay me. Allegedly, in my opinion. Fuck off.
Let's address the size difference first. Jake Paul naturally weighs nearly 200 pounds. He's a cruiserweight. Tank Davis is a lightweight. Never fought seriously over 140. That means Tank's giving up over 50 pounds. That's not just risky, it's flat out insane.
Tank was looking past Roach, and he wanted that Jake Paul fight, which I think Jake Paul would have beaten. Jake is way too big. Tank is 5'5", 135, soaking wet. Y'all think Tank is too small for 140. He ain't beating no heavyweight. I'm not joking. I don't think he would have hurt Jake. He would have to jump up to reach. I don't think he would have hurt him. I tell you this, it would have gone the distance, and people would have been laughing their asses off, and it wouldn't have been good for Tank's brand. I tell you that. That fight would have went the distance. Soon as 5'5" Tank is looking at a 6'2", 6'3" Jake Paul, y'all would be like, hold, wait a second. And Jake Paul be on spread out paws with that arm out and stepping back. And bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But that's a cat. Fine. We'll never get to fight anyway, so we'll never know.
But Tank doesn't seem to care for him. This isn't about titles or divisions. It's strictly business. Let's be honest, Tank's not out here chasing greatness. He's chasing cash. That's the real reason he said yes to this matchup.
More for what Nikisha said, that he believes Tank needs Jake. Now, when we consider that, he ain't lying. Tank doesn't have another $40 million fight. I don't even think he has another $20 million fight. Who? Devin was offering him 20. He didn't take it. Devin went through what he went through. That's off the table. We got to exclude Ryan. We know he can do it with Ryan. He ain't getting $20 million plus. Certainly not 40 for Lamont.
What about Tio?
No. Yo, listen, Canelo's
not 40.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. When we say Tank needs him, it's because Tank made $40 million with Ryan. Who else can you get up there with? It ain't Tio. Who else? Are people even going to buy the rematch? Seeing what you did the first time? I won't lie. Statistically, rematches do better. But this wasn't a competitive rematch. This was a dude that blew somebody out.
But chasing money can be dangerous, especially when the opponent is serious. Jake's not a purist dream, sure, but he can punch. Ask Nate Diaz. Ask Tyron Woodley. Ask Chavez Jr. The kid may not be elite, but he's a problem in the ring.
I want professional boxers. It's only been 3.5 years. You can only make a certain amount of fights happen. And the plan was always to fight Nate Diaz after Tommy Fury, win, lose, or draw. People think there's like this ducking of professional boxers. The next fight could potentially be a professional boxer. I'm just getting started. I'm 26 years old, and there's only so much I can do.
All it takes is one perfect shot. And when you're facing a guy who's technically a heavyweight, that single shot can send anyone to sleep. Even someone as talented and explosive as Gervonta Tank Davis.
Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me. Like, nobody. Like, I feel like my skills is way better than, like, Floyd. Like, if I'm on my game. Well, I take that back. Probably hand in hand. But skill-wise, nobody on TV that's fighting right now have more skills than me. Nobody. Like, talking about top to bottom list of fighters that's fighting on TV.
Nobody had more natural skill than me top to bottom. Let's kill the Logan versus Floyd talk now. That was a joke and exhibition. Floyd let Logan finish for laughs. He called it legal theft. Jake Paul isn't playing. He's coming to finish Tank. It's real and it's dangerous.
You know, since the word has been floating around, the rematch is happening for sure. Just keep an eye out for August. There's a date floating around that might very well be that date. I can assure you guys that it's coming this summer for sure.
My man, you just made my day saying that, man. And I'm telling you, I beg to differ with regard to what took place. So let me just say you're the champ.
Thank you.
I'll leave it at that.
Yes, there's also the rematch before Jake. Tank still has to fight Lamont Roach Jr. again. So why is Tank giving Jake all this attention when the guy who embarrassed him once already is waiting in line?
So now he's trying to please the fans possibly and take this fight versus Lamont Roach in a rematch. You know, is it even worth it to please the fans who are going to love you one minute, hate you the next? They're going to love him this minute, they're going to hate him the next minute. Oh, I don't like him. He can fight Lamont Roach, and they're going to say, well, he's supposed to knock Lamont out if he does win. You know, or if he loses to Lamont, they're going to say, oh, we knew Lamont was better. It's just always is a never-ending story in regards to boxing. You can't just please the people. What he has to do is focus on his family, because none of these people are training, you know, getting up, running in the gym, dieting, eating right. People are sitting at home eating what they want to eat, sitting in front of a computer, typing and texting, you know, and downloading videos, and then having an opinion. All of a sudden, the people are, you know, experts in boxing.
Let's rewind. In their first fight, Tank got outboxed, dropped in round 9. The judges called it a draw, but fans, they saw Roach as the clear winner. And truthfully, Tank looked awful that night. Easily his worst performance.
Oh, nice double left hook by Roach to the body and then to the head. Right there it is. Oof. And Davis just got backed up with a counter right from Roach.
That's a big moment in there with the left.
Oh, and that right, but Davis took off some of the steam of the punch, but still, Roach leading with right.
He took a knee.
He took a knee. What is he doing?
He forgot his...
Ooh, wow. Combination from Roach. Best of yet. Oh, another right hand, another right left by Roach. Nice combination. Got just over around 11 as well.
Maybe he didn't clap.
Davis fighting on even terms here in the 11th. Both of them have landed.
He has to keep doing that. Roach said the familiarity, knows his weaknesses. It's one thing to say it.
The decision is a majority draw.
Social media dragged him. Experts ripped him apart. Even Shakur Stevenson said Tank shouldn't even rematch Roach, said he got exposed. Now Tank's fixated on Jake, a giant YouTuber, while Roach waits ready to repeat history.
Who were you gonna call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
Jake Paul?
Next question.
Since we're on it, Shakur, he's sitting back, watching it all, unimpressed. He's made it known, the fight that matters is Tank versus Shakur. That's the true super fight. Skill for skill, power versus precision, legacy level boxing.
You saying he fighting for the money. You ain't saying Mayweather the promotion trying to make the most money off of Tank possible. You saying he fighting for the money.
If he said he went in there 0 times and requested the big fights, obviously he don't really care about the big fights. He just want to get the money, in which he's doing a good job at.
I mean, maybe he just let his team, you know, come up with who they think should be next for him, and maybe that's why he hasn't gone in there. Because anytime we see him, hear him after a fight, well, who, got to sit down with Calvin and the team and Floyd and London, and they gonna come up with whatever's next.
But instead, Tank's chasing headlines. He's chasing pay-per-view dollars with a YouTuber instead of chasing greatness. Instead of chasing legacy, he's running straight into the biggest risk of his career.
Gervonta Davis, he gets annoyed even when your name is being brought up.
What have Shakur done? What have he done? I keep screaming name, he haven't done nothing.
Why do you think he's consistently not wanting to have you in the ring?
I don't know what it is. I think he got a insecure problem. I think every time my name is mentioned, he always got a weird problem with it. But fuck him, I don't care for him. I don't really got nothing too much to say about him.
Turkey Sheikh says he wants to make that fight. Is that a fight that you could see happening here in Saudi Arabia?
Nah, hell nah. I love Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's been nothing but nice to me. But me and Tank is a fight for America. That's the fight that the American fans want. I would love that fight to be in America.
Gervonta Davis, he gets annoyed even when your name is being brought up.
What have Shakur done? What have he done? I keep screaming name, he haven't done nothing.
Why do you think he's consistently not wanting to have you in the ring?
I don't know what it is. I think he got a insecure problem. I think every time my name is mentioned, he always got a weird problem with it. But fuck him, I don't care for him. I don't really got nothing too much to say about him.
Turkey or Sheikh says he wants to make that fight. Is that a fight that you could see happening here in Saudi Arabia?
Nah, hell nah. I love Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's been nothing but nice to me. But me and Tank is a fight for America. That's the fight that the American fans want. I would love that fight to be in America.
After Canelo, obviously, didn't materialize, was the next one Tank?
Yeah. I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching it, he was a gigantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay. But, and so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you say exhibition, what are the restrictions on that?
No restrictions, just the fact that we couldn't actually get it professionally sanctioned.
Okay. Is that still of interest to you? Like if he wins the rematch and you beat Julio, is that of great interest to you later this year?
For sure.